Okay, there we go. So if you think back all the way until when you first got started in real estate, what was the objective? And what still is the objective today? The objective is to go out and get business. And how do you do it? You have to market yourself. You have to market yourself with postcards, flyers, door knocking, calling, website, Instagram, Facebook advertising, digital ads, Google business, Yelp business. You are consistently advertising yourself to other people. So if the number one way that you get business is through advertising, whether that's word of mouth, someone talking about you, or advertising via digital or print media, don't you think it's an important skill to learn, which is marketing? It's the most important skill you need to learn. That's the reason some agents do well and some agents don't do well. See, you can learn, you can have all of the script handling and all the objections, you can do all that. But that's step 2 in the process. Step number 1 in obtaining business is becoming a great marketer first. Without great marketing, Nordstrom wouldn't have clients. Without great marketing, or without great word of mouth marketing, Bugatti wouldn't be one of the best vehicles to drive out there. Without amazing marketing, Apple wouldn't be the best selling cell phone in history without the best marketing. Marketing gets people to feel something. And that's the whole objective. When you can get someone to feel something in marketing, then they'll move and they'll buy. This is why you heard that expression that facts tell, stories sell. If you want to teach someone something, give them a fact. If you want to sell them something, make them feel something. So remember, you are a marketer first / real estate agent. Marketer first / real estate agent. Make someone feel something and they'll buy from you. So today's training is strictly all around that. How do we get your clients, your consumers, to feel something on Facebook and Instagram? And by the end of today's training, you're going to learn how to do that at a very high level. And for all of you who are training us or following us for the first time on training, welcome to the training. My name is Gabe Mendez. I'm part of the Gabe Mendez group. I don't like saying that, so it's so weird. But yeah, part of the Gabe Mendez group. My team and I had a conversation. We wanted to open up the training to everybody. So I want to give my team a little bit of honor in the beginning and just say thank them for being okay with us opening this up, because this is stuff that, you know, I teach the team, and that's part of the value of being on the team, is that you have access to me. You don't have to pay for coaching or mentoring. I just train you. And they were like, no, man, open it up to everybody. Let's get everyone involved with what we're doing. So big shout out to the team for making that happen. Catherine, Stephanie, Jenny, Daniel, Koke, Priscilla, Monica, Cherish. Thank you guys all for allowing us to give this training to the rest of everyone else. Awesome. All right, so let's get right into it. Here we go. I'm going to share my screen with you. Can you guys let me know if you can see all of this? Just some thumbs up. Yep. Okay, Irene said yes. Okay. Now I'm going to play something, and I want you guys to let me know if you can hear the audio. You hear the audio? Irene, can you hear the audio?
I do everything I can to keep the kids I sit safe.
All right, I'm going to play this again from the beginning. I want you to watch this video, and I want you to tell me what it makes you feel. Pay attention to the feeling that you get from this video.
I do everything I can to keep the kids I sit safe, starting with always keeping an eye on them. A pool fence is also a super important way to pool safely. It's a physical barrier that keeps kids out of the pool. Fencing needs to be at least 4 feet high, ideally 5, and
Okay, let's be honest with each other. If you saw that advertisement on Instagram or Facebook, did it make you stop what you were doing and watch the entire video? Or were you just like, eh? Let's do some thumbs up if you were like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna stop for this video. I'm gonna watch the heck out of it. It's the best video. I'm probably gonna buy the product, or put a thumbs down if you were like, eh. Everyone's thumbs down. I don't see any thumbs up right now. And if all of you guys, I know some of you don't have the cameras on, but if you guys can please do me a huge favor, put your cameras on. So this way we can, I see some thumbs down. Thank you, Yanette. Thank you for doing that. Let's get the cameras on so we can all participate together. Okay. The next video I'm going to show you, it's not quite an advertisement, but I want you to focus on the emotion behind it.
Tonight, a dramatic pool rescue caught on camera. The family of a 4-year-old is thankful for their alert neighbors and their quick thinking. Here's ABC's Zareen Shaw.
Tonight, a family grateful after a heart-stopping near drowning in this Kansas pool was averted.
My friends were yelling at me to go get help, and I just went like, oh no, and ran.
Recent surveillance video showing 4-year-old Xavier Rigney, who has autism and is also nonverbal, jumping into a pool in an apartment complex. 12-year-old Maddox Westerhouse saw Xavier drowning.
Xavier was under the water for 3 minutes and 22 seconds.
Maddox called his dad.
Hey, Southern California, this is Gabe Mendez. I'm the owner of Pool Safety First. And I can't tell you how many times that we have families call us because someone has drowned and we hadn't been there to save them. If you have children that are under the age of 9, don't know how to swim, you need to protect them first. And this is where we come into play. We have the highest technology to make sure that your children are protected, that they don't ever fall into this situation. Don't be the parent that neglects it. Don't be the parent that thinks that it can't happen to you first. The number one cause of death in infants under 4 years of age is drowning in a pool. So if you want to avoid this mistake today, I need you to give us a call. We are back ordered on products due to all of the importing that's taking place. We are backlogged. So it's important that you contact us today, because if you don't, we can't guarantee installation within the next 30 days. And for those first 10 people who call us, we'll make sure to give you a free consultation. Installation will be free, and we will give you the pool fence at cost. That means we're not going to make any profit on the deal. We just want your children to be safe and to avoid this mistake. Call me today.
Urgency.
I see a lot of thumbs up right there. Second, advertising. Did it make you stop when you heard the news on Anchor going first? Did you stop for a moment, listen to the entire thing, and then boom, once I jumped on board, you were like, oh crap. Did it make you feel something like, man, I should really probably pay attention to this? Thumbs up if it did.
It made me think, and I don't even have a pool.
Serve luxury agent.
I love that. And good. That's, you can see across the board, the majority for everyone was it did make you feel something. That is powerful advertising. That moves the needle in your business. You standing in front of a home saying, this is a 3-bedroom bath, 2-bathroom in the suburb. It doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't make you feel anything. You don't move, right? But paint the lifestyle, give them an emotion that makes them feel.
It gave me a sense of urgency, like a call to action. I need to change the environment, bring safety to, my family, if I have a pool.
Yeah, that's powerful advertising right there. Now that's just the video. That's not even the ad copy. Imagine if we just took a still image of that child falling in the pool. Thank God that child's okay. But if we had a still image of that child barely falling into the pool with a big red circle over it, and it says, you don't want to be this parent who let their 4-year-old almost drown. And that's the first line that you read. You're going to stop on that thing and click see more. Did you know that the number one cause of deaths of children under the age of 5 is drowning by pool? Because parents who didn't put a fence up. And then you draft an entire story. That's how you get people to move the needle. That's how you get them to feel something emotionally. That's an example of it. And Michelle, thanks for jumping in on there and sharing that. I do want to encourage you guys, this is an open dialogue. So whatever you're thinking and feeling, I want you to jump in. This is the only way you're going to get your questions answered or get your idea out. Don't feel like this is a one-way conversation. Have a conversation with me. Let's dialogue together. Does anyone have any other thoughts on that video or the two comparisons? If you do, just go ahead and unmute yourself and talk.
I just stopped the video. I wanted to watch the whole thing. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's exactly what it makes you feel. It makes you feel like you want to do it. Now let's go back to this example over here. Lifesaver Pool Fence SoCal. Look at that picture of the house and the pool. Ugh. It kills me so bad. No, what are you doing? There's so many better high quality images you could have selected for a pool. So many more things that emote. To me, in my head, that picture is so clouded, figuratively speaking. There's too many things going on, not literally, well, and literally, but there's too many things going on that I can't focus on it. And now look at the first sentence. Think your pool area is too complicated for a pool fence? It doesn't make me feel anything. It's logical. You're making me think. You're not making me feel. And at the very beginning of the training, I told you that people buy off of emotion. They don't buy off of logic. It's when they feel is when they move. Okay. So let's move on. Today, we're talking about the ad copy, which is the portion in which where you write on the caption of whatever you're doing. So let's discuss the ad copy, the anatomy of it. What is an ad copy? An ad copy is the main text of an advertisement. In this case, it refers to the caption that follows a post on Instagram or Facebook. It is the way to tell the customer what we did, how we did it, and how we are different from others and why they should choose us against the rest of the competitors. Simply put, the ad copy is just the caption and you tell your story there. The anatomy of an ad copy, you have the congratulatory in the beginning, you have the body of the ad copy, and then you have the very strong call to action at the very end. That's the anatomy of an ad copy. You can screenshot all this stuff and I'll send it to you. I'll have our team send it over to you guys afterwards. But that's the anatomy of an ad copy. Now let's go into actually doing it. Can you guys see this new screen that I just populated? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. And again, as it's coming up, I can't read the comment section, the chat section, because my screens are occupied with all of you in the slide. So if you have any questions, just jump on and let's interact with one another. All right, facts tell, stories sell. How to write a winning ad copy. And oh, one thing, one more second. Okay. Here we go. All right. How to write the winning ad copy on social media. All right, so the components of a good story. Remember I told you, facts tell, stories sell. On every single post that you create, you must create a story. And the components of a story are a hook. That's the first thing that you must have when you're writing an ad copy, which is a really good hook, something that captures their attention. You have to establish the characters in your story. You have to set the setting and the plot, discuss the conflict, give them the resolution, and at the very end, give them a compelling offer. That is how you write a good story. And this is how you're going to write your ad copy on social media to bring in more business. So the story has 5 basic elements, but important elements. These 5 elements components are character, settings, pilot, main plot, conflict, and resolution. Your hook. Come up with an attention getter, something that I'll ask, get them to ask, look twice. Your main image will need to be consistent with your hook. It also needs to pique their interest, as well as be clear and bright. We're talking about the image right here. And so when you're asking about a hook, you want to ask a question, state a fact, or speak to the person. let me, are we in a buyer's market or seller's market? Not everyone at once.
Buyers.
Buyer's
Buyer's
market.
market.
You guys,
Buyer's market.
you guys sound so alive right now. We got to pick that. What kind
Buyer's
of market are we in
market.
right now? What is that?
Buyer's
Buyer's
market.
market.
Buyer's market. Yeah, let's go. And it's so funny because when I first started in my business 7 years ago, just 7 short years ago, all my coaches, all my brokers, everyone who ever taught me in my business said, go after listings first. I was part of the Mike Ferry ecosystem, the Tom Ferry ecosystem, the Brian Buffini ecosystem. I trained and coached with all of them. And my brokerage, Coldwell Banker, Century 21, all of them said, go after listings. He who controls the listings controls the market. And I listened to Uncle G, Grant Cardone, and you know what he said? Grant Cardone said, when everyone's looking right, look left. When everyone's doing this, do that. And I was like, oh, 2015, everyone's talking about listings. Who's marketing to buyers? And that's exactly how I got started in the business, was marketing to buyers first. So this is why all my messages, all my advertising, all my posts is another first-time home buyer, because I know that demographic of people are not being marketed to. That's why I went to them first. And then not only that, I niched down even more. I went after first-time home buyers, because I know that first-time home buyers will sell in 3 years, and first-time home buyers become first-time home sellers. And that's how I ended up building a predictable business. Even still to this day, I only market to first-time home buyers because those first-time home buyers are going to want to buy that first-time home seller's home, because it's an entry-level home. And now I'm double ending these transactions without having to put any effort into it. Think. So right now, our hook needs to be to first-time home buyers. So if we're talking to home buyers and we're telling a story off a post that we created, maybe it's a delivery of a key, maybe it's a home that you're touring, maybe it's an image of you with a graph behind you talking about the market, how weird it is. What is a good question? How can you grab their attention? We're going to do this exercise together because I need all of you to really take this away today, so that moving forward, when you start making these posts, you really walk away and capture some new business. So what does the hook need to look like or sound like when you're writing it out in order to capture someone's attention in a buyer's market? What do you think you should be writing first? Anyone?
Question.
Ask a question. And what kind of question would you want to be asking if you're standing in front of a home or a client? Choose any scenario that you want, but what kind of question would you ask them?
If I'm standing in front of a, if I'm standing in front of a client,
Either a home that you just sold, or a home that you're promoting, or you just posing by yourself and you want to give a market update, whatever the post is, what kind of question would you ask to capture a buyer's attention in this market? You choose a scenario. You choose a scenario, whatever you want, but give us an example.
okay, like I just sold a house and I posted my client with a sold sign. Is that good?
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
Okay, my question would be, to hook the audience, would be, oh gosh, fuck, anybody want to take the reign?
Awesome job. No, thanks for taking a shot at that. I appreciate that. Does anyone else want to jump in and say something?
Would it be, we just helped Gabe sell their first home. Are you thinking of selling your home?
I love it.
It's right on the screen.
I love it. It's right. Is it really right on the screen? Okay, there you go. The answer's right. I forgot about that. The answer's right there. So
I mean, I came up with it.
Okay, we just helped such and such purchase their first home. So here's what you want to do when you're creating. Here's what you want to do when you're creating the hook for somebody. You want to ask them a question. You want to state a fact. You want to call them out directly. You want to use a relevant quote or stat. I'm going to say that one more time. Your hook, you need to call them out directly. Hey, San Diego first-time home buyers. Hey, Temecula first-time home buyers. Hey, Miami business owners who are thinking of buying a home, call them out directly. You'll stop real fast. And when I said Miami, I saw one girl from Miami right now just look up really quick with her head. Yes, really fast, which by the way, you guys, we have a really awesome coach, strong, powerful female from Miami. Her name is Nina. You guys should all go follow her on Instagram. She's a coach. She's amazing for a lot of women out there. I don't think there's a lot of women empowerment movements happening, but she's one that I definitely get behind and co-sign. But when I said Miami, Miss Nina popped her head up because it was relevant to her. So number one, if you want to grab someone's attention, call them out directly. Two, you want to use a relevant quote to that person, that demographic. Three, use a crazy fact or stat. Four, ask a question. Are you thinking of buying your first home in San Diego? Are you a business owner who writes everything off on their taxes and can't qualify? Today, I'm going to show you how you can do it.
What was 3?
3 is call them out, relevant quote, use a crazy fact or stat. Did you know that 99% of business owners write off everything on their taxes and don't know if they can qualify to buy a home? Watch this video, read the rest of this post. And I'm going to show you how you, as a 1099 business owner who writes everything off, can qualify for a home loan in today's market. Boom. Oh my gosh. As an independent contractor myself, who's stressed out, and I write everything off my taxes, not last year, but the years before I have. When I would write everything off, I didn't know I can qualify. Could you imagine how many business owners that are out there, nail technicians, hairstylists, landscapers, people who are 1099, independent contractors, who write everything off on their business, restaurant owners, and you're not sitting there and you want to do a video about, have you been thinking about buying a home in San Diego? Let me tell you today about the FHA program. Like, bro, what? You're not even speaking to me. So I want you all to get very good with writing the hook. Let's go over one more time. Call them out, use a relevant quote, crazy fact or stat, ask a question. And the last one, when you're writing it out, this is probably, I wouldn't really recommend this one, but the last one you guys can do is use weird formatting. Yeah, weird formatting.
A quick question.
Yeah.
Could it be something like, attention, all first-time home buyers, we just help the family build financial wealth, have a family to pass on to their children, and stop paying someone else's rent? Would that be good?
Excellent. Attention, first-time home buyers. I'm like, whoa, I'm a first-time home buyer. We just helped this family do this. I'm like, oh crap. You just called me out directly. That's exactly it. 100%. Awesome job.
And I think a majority of that whole first-time homebuyer demographic as well, people just kind of don't know that they actually have the ability to do that. They just assume that they're not going to qualify, nothing's going to happen. So it's like maybe catch them a little bit like, hey, have you been thinking about, you know, if you can even qualify or whatever, but not like that, obviously, but kind of wrapping that in a hook.
Yeah, exactly. So Christina, what you're doing is you're really piquing interest right there. And you're talking to someone and you're planting an idea that perhaps they didn't even know they had, or maybe it's a fear or doubt that they had, and you're poking at it and you're piquing that interest is what you're doing. So yeah, you're exactly right. And you can do that with, let's talk about VA. We just did a VA seminar yesterday on base, and a lot of people on base and a lot of VA people in the military don't know how to use their VA benefits. So you'd want to call them out. Hey, have you served our own armed forces? Have you been in the reserves for over 6 months? And did you know that you qualify for the best loan in the entire world? The VA loan is better than cash. If you've served the military with you've been retired honorably, if you've been in there for 4+ years, if you've been in the reserves for 6+ months or however many months it is, you qualify for the best loan in the world. It's called the VA benefit. Send me a message today. I'm going to show you how to leverage it and create wealth, right? So you're piquing their interest and you're talking to them directly. Who else has some examples that they want to bounce off right now so we can help fine tune your message? Someone give me an example of talking to an independent contractor. Maybe you're using a quote or stating a fact. Someone asked me a question. Let's bounce off some ideas while we're here together. We have 35 short minutes left, or 25. Who's gonna be making a post today that we can work on together on a hook? Who has a post that maybe they need a post coming up? Like, I need to talk to them. I have a video and I don't know how to write the ad copy in the beginning. Maybe it's not with buyers, maybe it's with sellers. Who has a post coming up that they need help with that we can work on right now? We have almost 70 people on. And
I do, Gabe.
no one has a post. All right, Christian came up first. He's getting a free coaching session. Let's go, baby. What is it?
Sorry, ladies. I know usually ladies first, but not today when we're with Gabe. My apologies. Okay. Hey, Gabe, sorry, man. I don't know why. I'm at work, so I have this desktop. I thought it has a camera, but I guess it was built in the 1990s. So I'm going to go ahead and make a video today. It's going to be, like you said, regarding 1099 or just simply business owners. And I'm going to specifically market Orange County. I want to make a quick video, no more than 90 seconds long. And so my question to you is, aside from, hey, if you're a business owner in Orange County, this message is for you. From there, aside from making a statistic in a fact, what would you recommend for me to implement in that 90-second clip to really engage them aside from the beginning of that hook?
Yeah. So the first thing you want to do is grab their attention in the video. The second thing you want to do is tell them what you're going to tell them in the video. So number one is the hook in the video. Number two, in the video, you're going to tell them what you're going to tell them. Number three, you're going to deliver the content that you told them you're going to tell them in a bullet point format or listicle, I think they're called, in the video. Number four, strong call to action. Push that pain point. Number one, capture the attention. I'm giving you guys a script on how to write a video script, the format, the template. Number one, you're going to write the hook. Two, you're going to tell them what you're going to tell them. Three, you're going to deliver it in a list. So points 1 through 5. Hey guys, so step number 1 is this. Number 2 is that. Number 3 is here. That's what you do. Number 4, depending if you're over the time or not, if you're over time or if you're cutting it close on time, depending on how efficient you are, call to action, or if you have time left over, number 4 is tell them what you just told them. And then number 5 would be a strong call to action.
Like summarize it.
What's that?
Like summarize it.
Like a summary. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Gabe. Appreciate it.
Listen, we just talked about the 5 things you need to buy a home in this market as a 1099 or independent contractor. Listen, the market is shifting. There are some awesome programs out there that are able to qualify you for right now, but we don't know how much longer they're going to be around. So if you're an independent contractor, call me today. Send me a direct message. Create that urgency.
Gabe, I have a question.
Yeah.
How long should a video or post be before we lose the audience?
That's all. It's all going to come down to analytics. So we don't know. I don't know how long your audience is going to be engaged. So when I was running my YouTube channel at a high level, what we would do was we would look at all of the pranks and videos that we were doing, my wife and I, and we would see where the audience would begin to drop off on our analytics. And then we learned, we go back to the video and we would watch it and say, oh, this is where the retention dropped off. The next video we make, we're going to do the same intro, same body. We're going to cut this portion out and go straight to this over here because that's the winning formula. So in your video, look at the analytics and determine when are people falling off of your video. Are they falling off in the very beginning? If they are, you need to stop doing what you're doing immediately. You have 3 seconds to capture someone's attention. So I don't know, maybe you have a high retention rate for a 1.5-minute video. Maybe your attention is not that great. Well, where does it fall off? In the beginning? Maybe you have a high retention in the beginning for the first 10 seconds. And then somehow in all your videos, it drops down by 50% after that. Well, what are you doing on second 11 in all your videos that's causing all of your attention to drop by half? Take that out. And then where does the retention pick back up or where does it maintain? Add those in it, and now you have a winning formula for your audience. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Was that helpful for everyone right there? Was that question helpful?
Yeah.
Okay, good. What other questions do we have? All right. Let me move on. The hook. All right, so we have the hook down. Characters. Introduce your characters. Who are they? Who are the characters in the story?
Josh and Serena.
It's Josh and Serena.
That story.
Yeah. So we have Josh and Serena, the 32 and 25. They are a young married couple with 2 sons under the age of 5. Gabe is 34 years of age and was born and raised in San Diego. He's single with a growing career. Each story should have a main character, and the plot, problem, and solution should rotate around them. So, hey guys, if I'm doing a testimonial, we just helped another first-time home buyer purchase their home in Southern California. We just helped another U.S. Veteran utilize their VA benefits to purchase their 3rd investment home with 0 down. Then I capture their attention. After we do that, then I introduce my characters. Meet Josh and Serena. They're 32 and 25. They're a young married couple with 2 kids under the age of this. They thought that they couldn't own a property with their VA benefits. And remember what I told you, like the video comparison at the very beginning. We're tagging on their emotions. We're not talking logic, because facts tell, stories sell. Tell the story. And now your audience, maybe you have a boatload of people who follow you that are married with 2 kids that maybe are in a similar situation with losing hope. And you just lifted their hopes. You made them feel like it was possible. So you took them from low motivation to a very high feeling of motivation because of what you wrote, the relatability aspect. So you tell the story there, introduce your characters. Very simple format. You got the intro, you've hooked them, go straight into the story with your characters. Hey, meet such and such. Any questions on the characters before I move on? Introducing them.
You put Gabe in there on purpose?
Yeah, I couldn't think of anyone else.
Gabe, I have a question.
What's up?
If we're brand new and we don't have per se an example or a story to tell to go off of, like, what do you recommend?
Use a brokerage.
I want to make sure I'm addressing you by name. So who's talking?
Elizabeth?
Elizabeth. Okay.
Yeah.
So number one, someone just used a really good example. If you're on a team, use the team's victories. If you're in a brokerage, use a broker's stories to win them, to leverage. I don't know why people don't do that more often. That was when I first got started in real estate. That's exactly what I did. I was the guy that would show up to your house in a neighborhood, in a home, in an area I had no idea how to pronounce when I first got my license. And I'd walk around, door knock, and say, hey, we just sold your neighbor's home. And did you know, all of you real estate agents out there, that your listings and your buyers, once they're in contract and they're sold, once they're in contract for your listings, those belong to your brokers. They don't belong to you. So all your top performing agents that you have in your office, those aren't technically their listings, they're technically the broker's listings. Use the stories. Now, of course, give some props to the agents if you choose to, if they're okay with you not doing it, which I'm totally okay with people not giving me props on homes that I've sold and they post it. So okay with it, because a rising tide rises all ships. So Elizabeth, use your brokerages, use your teams if you're going to promote sales. And if you don't have testimonials, that's okay too, because what I'm teaching you to do also works with educational based content. This is right here is if you have characters. If you don't have characters and you're going solely after education, well, it's not going to make sense to add a character to that, right? Because what if you're just educating someone on the VA benefits, or like Christian was talking about earlier, how to talking to someone who is a business owner or 1099 in Los Angeles. They're not selling or buying a home. So what you would want to do is still capture their attention. Hey, are you thinking of selling or buying a home in this area? Or hey, are you a homeowner that owns a home in this specific location? Worried about the market and your price is dropping? I'm going to talk about how you can sell at maximum value right now, and we can have a contingent sale to help you purchase the next property, right? So you don't have to have characters necessarily, but what you do need to do is you do have to capture their attention and then go straight into the points that you want to deliver, like I was talking about with Christian a moment ago.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Do you want to work through an example right now together so we can do it while we're on the call?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's what video would you be doing upcoming? Let's say you have no home sales and no clients to promote. What's a video that you're going to do up and coming?
I would say just based off my sphere, maybe like a first-time home buyer.
Okay, and what would you want to say to the first-time home buyer? What would you want to talk to them about?
Talk to them about how the process might be confusing, it might feel scary, but it's doable and it's approachable and it can be done.
Okay. And so if I'm a first-time home buyer and I'm worried and I'm confused and I'm all those things that you just said right now, what is the very first step to me buying a home, for me to buy a home? What's the very first step?
First step would be to talk to me.
Yeah.
Talk to me,
I
and then
agree
I
with
would
that.
be able to refer you to a lender and help you work through all that process from step 1 to 10.
Okay, so first step is to contact you. And then once I contact you, what's the next step after that? Because right now, the very first thing you told me is on this video, you want to tell people about how simple it is. So right now, you're going to tell me how simple it is. They contact you.
And I
What's-
take care of the rest.
Okay, yes. But what does that look like? Tell me what that looks like.
I mean, I haven't done a transaction yet, so
Okay.
I'm still
I
like
love it. Let me help you.
fairly new. So I don't know. I feel and I think it is easy, but for me to explain it or kind of put it out there is just
That's okay.
doing that
I
bubble.
got you. Don't worry. All right. So the steps to buying a home, right? Number one, they got to contact you. Then number two, you are going to put them in contact with your loan partner. And number three, we, not your loan partner by themselves, we, your agent, me, and my lender partner, we are going to review the following information. Your 2 years of tax returns, because that's what you need to buy a home. Your 1099 and W-2s, 2 recent bank statements, 2 recent pay stubs, 2 forms of identification, and we're going to run your credit. So in your video, you're going to say, hey, are you thinking of buying your first, and you're going to capture their attention, right? So what would you say to capture their attention to get them to watch your video? Would you ask them a question? Would you make a statement? Would you use weird formatting? How would you start off that video?
I think I would start off with asking a question.
Okay, so what question would you ask me as a first-time home buyer to get me to stop? Look at, there's cat videos. There's people teaching me how to clean horse hooves. I've never watched that, but for some reason TikTok has it all over my feed. There's like people working out and fighting videos. What's going to get me to stop and watch Elizabeth's videos out of all that noise that I'm competing with, that you're competing with?
I would say, let me think for 1 second. Hey, have you been thinking about it? Have you been dreaming about? Have you been, hold on. So I would say,
anyone want to help her out?
Curious about being a homeowner?
oh, that was easier.
Have you been on the fence about buying?
Do you know what it takes to be a homeowner? Here are the 5 things that you need to get started.
Your rent gone up in the past 6 months?
Nice.
It's a good one, actually. Because you know that.
Look at all
Write
those
that down.
amazing-
Well, you're making your landlord rich. You're not making yourself rich.
Ooh, ooh.
You're paying a mortgage, just not yours.
Mike,
Tired of putting money in your landlord's pocket? Jeez.
see, so you have statements, you have questions, you had people who pushed on the pain point, people who made stats, right? So you have all these different options that you just had right now. Do you guys see the power of community and all of us brainstorming together? How awesome that is. I saw
Thank
a lot
you.
of
Appreciate it.
That was my favorite moment of the meeting right there.
If you guys can see me, I'm blushing. So I feel I'm sweating, blushing, but thank you. Appreciate it.
We see you.
That's amazing. Yes. So I liked one of them that Irene said, which is about, hey, are you thinking about buying your first home? Here are the 5 easy steps that you need to buy your home. Boom. There we go. And then step number 1, you're going to contact, hey guys, what's up? My name is Elizabeth. I'm a real estate agent here in San Diego, California. Step number 1 in buying your home is you have to contact me. Step number 2, I'm going to schedule an appointment with myself, my loan partner. Step number 3, we're going to review your 2 years of tax returns, bank statements, mortgage statements, 2 forms of identification, and we're going to run your credit score. Once we do all those things, we're going to give you one of 2 answers. Either 1, you qualify for a home loan, and we'll let you know all your options, what your payment's going to be, how much home you can purchase, Or two, when you meet with us, you may not qualify for a home loan, but that's okay because we are going to give you a step-by-step plan on how to fix whatever's holding you back so that in the next 3 to 6 months, you can qualify to buy a home. So when you meet with me and my partner, one of two things will happen. Either you'll be approved or you'll leave with the plan to be approved. If this is something that interests you and you've been sitting on the fence, paying your landlord's mortgage and you're tired of wasting money, give me a call today. Rates are going up and we don't know how long they'll be this low. Something like that where you wrap it up, where it's just boom, 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 here with a bunch of data and facts.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And you have a bunch of friends on here that you can screenshot and reach out to for help afterwards.
Thank you.
Okay, we're moving on from the characters now because we're at 12 minutes and I want to honor everyone's time. Settings, give detail about where they're at, talk about where they're at physically, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, tell the story. Give the reader the exact environment the main character is in. This allows the reader to feel and see the scene. More importantly, it allows them to relate. Gabe's entire life is here, but he thought about leaving San Diego because he didn't think he could put I don't know what
he could purr.
If he could purr, Chase.
He could purr.
Purchase. Oh shoot, I got it. It's a cutoff. All right, purchase. I got it. All right, sorry guys. All right, it was a long week. His home here. He was feeling discouraged because prices were soaring and he couldn't find any help. He rented his entire life in Bonita, wanted to purchase a home, Bonita for his family. He was born and raised in the South Bay, blah, 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 blah. You continue telling the story. Now, as a consumer, I can now put myself in that environment. When we're programmed psychologically as humans to share experiences through storytelling. Ever since we were in preschool, our parents or some parents would read us bedtime stories. We have been programmed since children psychologically to share experiences through stories. What do we do when we go camping? We sit around the campfire. What do they do in school? What do they talk about? A testimonial is nothing more than a story. We're conveying message through storytelling. So this is where you set the setting of that for your characters. Plot just means your story needs an intro, body, and conclusion. That's all it means. Conflict, every story has a conflict. What problems did your client have in the beginning? What problems is that person feeling right now? You need to have that problem identified. So number one, you're gonna grab their attention. If you have characters in the story because it's a sold post or a client story testimonial, add them inside of there, put the setting. If you don't have a client, and this is not a testimonial, this is education, grab their attention, and then you're going to exaggerate their problems. This is the conflict, exaggerate their problems. So let me ask all of you a question. Someone who wants to buy a first home, someone who's in the VA, someone who wants to sell a property to buy a home. Number one, we all worked on calling them out together. Number two, I need you to exaggerate their problems in the ad copy. What are some problems that homeowners are facing right now when they're looking to sell to buy?
No one will work with them on fixing their credit in order to get them to that place.
Good. What other problems are they facing right now?
They have no
Question
idea.
again, I'm sorry.
What are the problems that a homeowner is facing in this market when they're thinking of selling to buy another home?
It's going to be too low.
What's that?
Interest rates.
Interest rates.
Interest rates is a big problem. Credit repair because they can't qualify for the next purchase. Is anyone going to buy my home before I sell the next one? How do I buy a home before I don't want to be homeless? My problems, I'm fear of being homeless when I sell my house. These are all the pain points that they're thinking about. And your job in the ad copy is to push on that pain point. Have you guys ever seen a Chihuahua dog before in like person or on a video? Yeah, by show of hands, anyone? Yeah. Some of you guys haven't. All right. Chihuahua dogs, are they very quiet and just docile or no?
Hell no.
A little dog syndrome.
That little boy, that little thing, right?
I would rather pet a pit bull.
Right, yeah. But now when you put that, now that thing won't really do anything. You can put your hand next to it, it's gonna freak out and everything. But you take that same Chihuahua and you put him in a corner where his back's against the wall, and you do the same thing with your hand and you put it close to him, that thing's gonna snap and bite you. Can someone tell me why, when that dog is sitting on a lap, it's all bark, no bite, why does it not bite you when it's on the lap? But when you put the dog with his back against the wall, it bites. Can someone tell me why?
Feels cornered.
Fight or flight.
No escape, no safety.
And is that a positive emotion or a negative emotion?
Negative.
Pain. Pain. Us as a species, animal or human species, we act off of two emotions. The only reason that we make any decision in life is because we want to get closer to pleasure or further away from pain. Closer to pleasure or further away from pain. That's the only reason we make any decisions. Someone who's overweight and obese eats their whole life, changes their life around, not because they wanted to, but because the doctor said, if you don't change this shit, you're not going to walk your daughter down the aisle. You won't be here in 6 months. That's pain. Why did someone break up with somebody? Was it to get closer to pleasure with someone else? I hope not. Or was it to get away from something that was bad? And I'm using real life examples so you guys can understand how real this is. Us as human beings only make decisions for two reasons. You, all of you, got on this training today for two reasons. Either one, you wanted to get closer to pleasure, or two, there was a pain big enough that you're like, I have to be here. What was it? Don't have to say it out loud, but what was it for you? Did you get on this training because it was closer to pleasure for you? Like, oh man, this is gonna be so great. I'll be on the squad, it's awesome. Or was it like, I need another lead generating situation where I can learn how to get more business? Which one was it for you? Pleasure or pain? Now, question I want to ask all of you. Do the majority of human beings on planet Earth, are they more motivated by pleasure or motivated by pain? Which one is it?
Pleasure.
Pain. Pleasure. Pain.
Pain.
Pain. Okay. Okay. So we have three people that might know. Great.
I think it's pain too.
Okay. That was a nice little whisper. I don't know who that was, but that was a
Sorry,
nice
it's my earphones.
Oh, okay, Denise.
It's
That was
me.
I was like, oh, that was nice.
Sorry, it's because I don't know, my phone's messing up.
No, that's okay.
Probably.
It's okay. So the fact is that over, I think it's like 3/4 of human beings on planet Earth, or like close to 80%, almost 4/5 of all human beings on planet Earth are motivated by pain. Motivated by pain. They won't do anything until it hurts enough, until they're done having pain. So this is why we say exaggerate their problems. Do you guys remember at the beginning of this exercise, I showed you two videos? The videos? I showed you the pool where it was really happy and pleasurable. It was like, ding, 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 you can buy a pool. It can be so great. And none of you felt anything. But the moment that we showed you the video of that child drowning and you heard the dramatic sound and it hurt, that's when all of you were like, whoa, it got real. All of us are motivated by pain, majority of people. So conflict, make sure in your ad copy, you're putting that in there. Any questions? If not, I'm moving on. Resolution, the way to action is to be resolved. So give them a clear action plan at the very end. The resolution needs to be clear. Give them the resolution, offer to solve the problem fast. Take a screenshot of that. Moving on in 3, 2, 1, moving on. So you created the solution to their problem, have the problem, solution right after that, and then you have an offer or a very strong call to action. Your call to action needs to be a very urgent, why right now? If you want to get them to move, why right now? Take a screenshot. Here's an example of why right now. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, moving on. In conclusion, write a story that speaks to the heart, something real that people can relate to. The more simple, detailed, and easy to read it is, the better you'll be. Logic helps, but stories sell. Be a great storyteller. Here's a quick example of just how I post. Here's my posting calendar. This isn't all of my thing, but here's a posting calendar that I have. What day you post does matter. What time you post does matter. So you'll see on Monday, 6 a.m. to 7:30 in the morning, motivational content. Tuesday in purple, educational content. I'm teaching them something. Pink, entertaining, make them laugh, make them feel something. Red, business. Blue, hobbies. You'll see me posting with my son doing jiu-jitsu. Fridays, entertaining or something personal, my family status. Why family entertaining on Friday? Because on Friday, everyone's checked out. No one wants to hear that you sold the house on Friday because they're too focused about going to the bar. They're too focused about partying. Or if you're in Florida, too worried about being safe. Don't tell me about how great your life is on Friday, but I'm doing it. Excuse me, don't post about your house that you're solding. Be optimistic, be positive. Be enlightening, be empowering on a Friday. This is the content. Lastly, your ad copy template. This is how you're going to write your ad copy every time. You're going to write your ad copy. Who's the objective? Who are you talking to? The incentive and the urgency. Grab their attention, exaggerate their problems, offer to solve it, and light a fire. Why right now? If you do that, you have a really successful story. And you'll see the example on this one here when we send that over to you guys. I break down the entire ad copy, how we met, the deal right here on the left-hand side, what we achieve right down here at the bottom. Hire us, we'll make sure to do not purchase a lemon home. See, this is my pain point to them. Hire us and we'll make sure that you do not purchase a lemon home. Basically broken down, it sucks. And we'll make sure you do not overpay and that you get the best deal. I'm talking their pain points. First-time home buyers, what hurts them? They don't want to buy a bad home and they don't want to overpay and they don't want to have a house that sucks. On there. Okay, we have 2 minutes. I want to honor everyone's time. What final questions do you guys have?
Hey, I have a quick question.
Yes.
When you have a listing to promote, do you typically take it from two angles? One where you target potential buyers and you create a character of who you think is the best fit for that home. You know, is it a perfect starter home, whatever it might be? Is it a great entertaining home that could be, you know, for an athlete or an entertainer, blah, blah, blah. And do that post with them as the characters and then do another one where your sellers are the characters. So you're pitching to buyers and sellers from the same listing, or like, what's your approach typically with that?
On a higher end price point property, we will sell it to the buyer, to the demographic.
Okay.
We will speak to the lifestyle. If
Okay.
it's a traditional suburban home or something like that we're selling, we're just selling the features and the highlights of the property. But you are going to speak to the demographic of who's going to buy it at a higher price point. So if it's an athlete, if it's a celebrity, if it's someone at that price point and they're looking for that certain lifestyle, you have to speak to them. Traditionally, when you're selling properties around like 3 million plus, you're really advertising to brokers more at that point because you know, at that point, your celebrity clients aren't on social or on LinkedIn. They're too busy making a shitload of money. Pardon me, a lot of money. They're out there crushing at a high level. So you need to go out there and talk to brokers. So the message might be a little different, but if you're at that 1 to maybe 1 million to 3 million, you're probably talking to that tech, you know, that guy that works in tech or biotech or someone who works in the financial industry. So you will be speaking to them. It just really depends on the price point. Good
Okay.
question.
And have you ever done it where you speak to the sellers? Because like, for example, with my listings, I always go in and stage them for free, things that I do to kind of make them sell for a higher price point. Do you ever sort of cover those topics and say, hey, you know, if you're thinking of selling your home, these are some of the things that I do to add value that other people may not, or is that sort of not part of the approach?
Yes. So when it comes to filming, I always have 2 camera crews. I have one person who's filming me as I'm walking through the video and I'm selling the house or I'm selling the lifestyle. And then I have another camera crew that's filming me being filmed, because that's the one that I'm going to show to homeowners is, hey, look, this is what my team and I are doing. So to answer your question, yes, I have 2 camera crews at all times. One advertising, speaking to the sellers, like, hey, this is how we're going to sell your property, which shows me being different. And the other one, you're actually talking to the audience who you're trying to advocate to buy the home or market to buy the home.
Okay.
Yeah, really good question. What else do we have? Open Q&A. I just looked at my calendar. My 2:10 just canceled, so I have 10 more minutes. Or my 2 o'clock just got pushed back to 2:10, so I have 10 more minutes to answer some Q&As.
Quick question, brother. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
For the hook, where do you get your ideas from? Obviously, where do you go to get your ideas? Obviously, when you're creating a video, if you don't know how to hook them.
So when it comes to hook, I really just try to go off of, number one, you have to identify who your target is. So who are you speaking to begin with? When you identify who you're speaking to, use the examples of what I gave you, ask them a question, state a fact, and now you're talking to a specific person. Something in marketing you have to remember, If everyone's your audience, you don't have an audience. If everyone's your client, you don't have a client. You need to niche down and pick a person that you're speaking to. Good question. What else do we have?
Gabe, I have a question. This is Diana.
Yes, talk to me.
Yeah, I have a lot of Instagram followers that are interested in purchasing, but once I start telling them like, hey, the first step is to meet with me and, you know, get these documents together, they kind of shy away from it. So how do you market to that?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, how do you shy away from someone that already is interested and has had that thought of purchasing a home, but once you tell them to take like that action and send me the document, that's when they kind of stop replying to my DMs or my text messages and they just like go MIA.
So whenever I do,
because they're scared.
Yeah, you're gonna have, so this is the online lead converting script. So whenever I have a video, someone replies to it, it goes to my Facebook inbox or Instagram, which now they're the same thing. When they do that, it's like, hi, I'm interested, or hey, I just watched your video, whatever it is. I say the same thing every single time, which is, hey, whatever their name is. I'm like, hey, Diana, thanks for reaching out. What's your number and email? ? I'll reach out to you in a bit so we can chat about how it all works. Very nonchalant, not a big deal. Do not try to close them in your DM. Do not try to close them in your DM. Don't spend any time there. It's just simple. Hi, their name. How's it going? What's your number and email? ? I'll call you later so we can explain how, so I can chat about how it all works. Short and sweet, 3 sentences. That's it. I literally teach my entire team that. You don't do anything else. The longer the conversation, the DM, the more doubt takes place. They're out there watching the game. They're with their friends and family. And before you know it, you've lost that rapport. And now you're a salesperson. You're chasing versus attracting. You have to have that element of attraction. So when you just quickly hit them with a quick email, what's your phone number and email address, they'll always drop it. Remember, if they sent you the message on Instagram or on Facebook, they already self-enrolled. They already told you, close me. Don't make it weird. Don't prolong it. Get them off Instagram and get them onto the phone. Now they can hear your emotion. Now they can hear your voice. Now they get excited because Nina, the celebrity they've been watching for so many months, is on there. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just got Diana and Nina on the phone. That's so crazy. I'm talking to Monica Singer right now. Can you believe it? Like, what the fudge? And then you have a conversation with them, pitch them over to the lender, jump onto the Zoom call for 5 minutes. Hey, what's up, client? Hey, they're going to take care of you. My lender's going to tell me how it went afterwards. I'll call you after the appointment's finished. Bounce out, go make another video. And then your lender calls you 1 hour later and is like, yo, they're approved, bro, call them, or they're not approved. Here's the situation. You call the client back and say, hey, I heard it went well, regardless of the outcome. You're approved, or I heard you got a plan to be approved. Congratulations. I'll be checking in with you once every 3 months. Put that in your CRM, get back to work and do another one.
Nice. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question.
Yes.
I get a lot of like messages, Instagram, Facebook, you know, that type thing. I have an auto reply, but I've noticed it's starting to piss people off just because it's like, hey, do you have any? And I'm like, okay, I have to replace it. I know, but do you have any suggestions like what to do? Because it's a freaking lot of people, and it's hard for me to kind of constantly, oh crap, and I have to like roll down, like just need something that'll be like, okay, here's their information. I can give them a call and that's it. So
yeah. So if they're replying to an ad or a video that you did about wanting to buy a home, if they have interest in buying or selling, you hit them with those 3 sentences. Hey, what's up, Christina? How's it going? What's your number and email? I'll call you a little later so we can discuss how it all works. That's it. And when they send you their number, their email, they're a qualified lead. If they don't and they're BSing, move on to the next one. And then put them, so the way I separate them in my inbox is I have my primary, which is everyone. And then in my general inbox on Instagram, I put all the warm leads or hot prospects and people that I'm talking to. So this way, when I go to general, I just see those conversations only.
you don't do it vice versa? Everybody else in general, and then primary is like who your leads are?
I messed up a long time ago and I started putting everyone in primary.
I was like, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, otherwise, yeah, I would do it your way. And the other thing is too, I want you all to remember, listen, your whole objective, your whole objective on social media is to get conversations. The whole objective is to get people to talk to you. Real estate's a contact sport. So if you're having the biggest blessing of your life, which is a boatload of messages, that's awesome. If I were you, I would be at the point of sale, having conversations with all those people, putting them through your process, and then sending them out and moving on to the next. If it's not securing the client, writing the contract or making content, I really don't want much to do with it. And nothing else maybe really makes me happy in real estate. I love sitting across the kitchen table. I drove my butt to Anaheim on Saturday at 5 a.m. just to get there by 9 o'clock or 7 a.m, get there by 9 because I like talking to people. I don't want to give that up. So I wouldn't give that up. I wouldn't give that portion up. I would say you need to be there and quickly give it to someone else, or hire a VA or an assistant that can do it for you. What other questions do we have? And I know that we're over time. So if you guys have to go ahead and get going, and we're going to be doing this on a weekly basis. So every single Thursday, and next week, we're going to be doing it every single day. So if you guys want to partner up with us and learn more about the training and what we have going on, send me a direct message. We'd love to invite you back. We are building more. We're kind of moving away from like the standard team thing. We're doing more of like what's called like a modern team. So if you need help building your brand, building your business, coaching and stuff like that, reach out to me, DM, like, yo, I want to be part of it. Like, how does it work? Send me a direct message and I'll help you out with that. If you have to go, get going, send me a message. We'd love to help you build your brand and your team and all that. But I'll be on here for a couple more minutes. What other questions do we have?
We have another question from Natalie Castro on the chat.
Yeah. What is it?
It says, do you ask your clients for permission to tell their story on a post or just post it?
So I get permission from my clients at the very beginning to have them on social media. So it's part of our buyer consultation. So if you guys were on that training, you'll see at the very beginning of the buyer consultation. At the end of it, I ask them for permission to have a video testimonial and a photo with them and to have them on social media. And if they tell me yes, then I do it. If they tell me no, then I honor it. We picked up a listing earlier this year because a real estate agent got fired. He wanted to sell his home and he did not call his agent back because the day of closing, the agent showed up with 3 camera crews, 7 of his agents, a bunch of poppers and champagne, and put him on camera. And he didn't like that. But he was a passive aggressive and didn't say anything and just hired us to sell the house.
I have a question.
Yeah, let me know.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome, man. Hey, so I've been doing real estate for 4 years and my fiance just got a real estate license. So now we're deciding, I have 2 pages, my personal and business. So should we proceed with my business and add her on it, or should we start fresh? What is your advice now that we're a team?
I would say no new pages, just build off the personal one that you have already and bring it all right there. Yeah, no new pages.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
My name is Denise. So my daughter plays soccer, my son plays baseball, and what is the good approach for like the parents to, kind of offer them, my services, or, putting myself out there with them? Like, hey, I'm a realtor. Do you want to buy? Do you want to sell? What is like the proper way to approach those parents?
Yeah. So it comes down, I don't like when people give blanket answers because the truth, it's different for every single scenario when it comes down to sales. Before everyone logs off, because we already dropped from 75 to 52, if you guys can do me a huge favor, if you guys got any value out of this, just take a screenshot, post it, tag me, or just share one of your biggest takeaways on social media. And the second biggest favor that you guys can do is go out there and implement this as quickly as possible. If your business grows because of today, I'm super blessed because of it. So please do me those 2 favors. Denise, to answer your question, there are 4 major personality types out there in the world, and not every approach works for every person. So you're going to have people with a high D personality tell you to go up there and just tell them you're in real estate and give them a business card. And then you're going to have people who are high I's, very friendly. They're going to say, no, I don't tell them anything. I just make them my best friend and they like me and they want to buy or sell a home with me. And then you're going to have the people who are high like S's and C's, and they're very analytical and they watch it. How do I do it? Should I wait for the right moment? The truth is, whatever feels most natural to you. I am a very aggressive person. So when we're at like my kids' things together, I have a conversation with somebody and I'll let them know like, hey, what is it you do for work? And then what do you think the natural question they ask in return is? What do you do for work? I'm like, oh, I'm a real estate agent and I sell homes and stuff like that. Have a conversation, we engage in that. And at the very end of it, I'll ask for their contact information. I always offer my Instagram, depending on how old or the way they look, Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn, like, hey, let's connect. But I always get them to connect with me on social so they can watch my stuff. I rarely go for the hard close on someone that I'm just meeting. That's my personality type. I know that if I'm around you long enough, you'll like me and eventually we'll do business together. But I don't want to put you in an awkward situation where I'm asking you for business right off the bat. Whereas someone else's personality type, they might be okay with it. They might not even care. Like, yo, here's my thing. Are you thinking about buying or selling, investing in real estate? And that's their way of getting business. And there's no right or wrong way of doing it. It's just what matches your personality the best.
Wait, can I say something?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Denise. I'm Denise. Okay.
Hi.
So what I usually, or what I do, because I have my friend working at a school over here, it's like I make myself like the face of like that school. It's like I'm the realtor. So what I do is like I'll send like a gift card with like $100 and say, hey, scan it, get yourself whatever, or like donuts or whatever. And I'm sure you guys have like a group chat and stuff. It's like, just make it known you are the realtor, you are a realtor and you are their realtor now. And just, be friends with them like that. You don't even have to try to, close anything. It's just a matter of them knowing that you are a realtor. Well, that's what I do.
Awesome, Denise. Thank you for that. Does anyone else have any input for Denise Parga? Anything that you guys can offer her, how you approach it when you're around your children's friends or parents? Any other advice?
I think the biggest problem that we those limitations, but you have to understand that there's so many human beings and everybody needs a product and everybody knows somebody that needs a product. So it's just starting conversation. The more that you get used to talking to people and just being real, you don't have to go. Our problem is we focus so much on the sale, but what you need to be focusing on is bringing value to people, getting to know them. Hey, how's it going? What's going on? Bring that value to that person, get to know them, be like, find out where they're struggling at, help them out, and they're always going to remember that. And then next time you talk, hey, by the way, I'm a realtor and I sell houses. If you know anybody that knows my service, please let me know. And boom, they're going to be like, man, this person helped me out before. I'm going to break my back. And that's how you create a community. So stop focusing so much on you, and give, because at the end of the day, the key to receiving is giving. As long as you give and you help people out, it's going to come in abundance. And that's how I'm able to kill it in everything that I do in life.
There we go. Awesome. Any other questions?
Chime in really quick, Gabe?
Yeah, please do.
Hi, I'm Natalie, guys. I live in a border town. So I literally cross the border a lot, sometimes for fun, sometimes to go pick up business stuff, whatever. And I always hand my business card to the officers, like the US Customs. And I've been doing it for years now. I've literally gotten about 6 listings from that. And I just go back saying, hey, I've helped many of your coworkers. Here's my card. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. And literally, like I used to have, work with another office, and I would get, hey, I just ran into a customs officer who said that you sold their house and they wanted to say hi. So that's how I literally hand my business cards like candy, guys.
Oh, Denise, you heard 3 different people just talk on 3 different ways. Myself is building the relationship. I talk to them and add them on social, and eventually it comes up. You have Koke who's like, hey, I'm in a conversation with you. Where can I add value to that relationship? And it comes back and eventually I'll have it up. And then you have the other way with Natalie, which is very direct. Here's my business card. This is what I do. This is who I help. And all 3 ways have worked for all 3 people. And you can tell there's 3 different personality types right there. So this is why when I told all of you, it really comes down to your personality type and how you approach it. At an open house, you have some people that are going to be very direct. I need you to sign in right now. My homeowners want you to sign in. Then you're going to have the passive person who's like, nah, I'm not going to force you to sign in. I'm just going to build a relationship with you. And then you have someone who's like, yeah, what are you looking for? If this one doesn't match your needs, I'm going to send you a home right now. Actually, I'll close this up. I'm going to have my partner stay here and I'm going to show you the next property, adding value. It really just comes down to who you are as a person and find that method that best matches your personality type and just go all in on it. Awesome job, Natalie. Thank you for sharing that. What other questions do we have? Cool. I don't think we have any more. And how was today's training for everyone? Give me some feedback on it. Was it good? Everyone liked it?
Really
Yes,
good.
amazing.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Awesome mastermind today. It was so good. I'm going to take a little video really fast for the IG. If we can just, maybe everyone just wave their hands or something dope. And then, yeah, here we go. Ready? 1, cameras on, everybody. Here we go. If you guys can, here we go. Cameras on. Here we go. Ready? 1. Oh, we got a few more cameras on. Hold up. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Everyone wave. Say hi. Here we go. Wave. It's so good. Oh my God. Yeah, it's so great. Look at all you smiley faces. You guys are so pretty. Awesome. Okay, guys, such a blessing. Thank you guys for today. Thank you for being part of today's training. If you liked it, send me a DM. We'll connect soon. God bless. Have a healthy, happy, productive day. Peace.
Thank you, Gabe.
Thanks, Gabe.
You're welcome.
Bye, thank you.